One story before I go. I had the pleasure of sitting in a courtroom. I'm kind of just in an observatory fashion because, again, people, I'm incredibly interested in the law now through my unfortunate experience. So I decided to get dressed and just sit in a family court yesterday and just watch the proceedings, watch how the court session went, watch the process, watch how lawyers introduce their judge, kind of like a law student who's observing court sessions. That's exactly what I did. So I sat there all day yesterday. From the time court started till 4 or 5 o'clock, just watching these family proceedings, taking notes, statistical notes, noting procedure, noting different ways the DA interacted with the sexes, men, women, races, black, white, etc. People, because it's all important to the overall scheme of understanding the process. And people, I saw what I know to be the truth. People, 90% of the people who went through this courthouse were minorities. Again, I'm in the US. It could just be a solely US based problem because, again, the US is historically racist. We did have the civil rights movement. We did need the federal government to enact the Civil Rights Act of 1964 in order to have law enforcement grant minorities the rights, the equal rights, excuse me, as white Americans. That's a fact no one can dispute. However, I sat there and I watched this and I just said, this is crazy. 90, I would probably say 95% of the people who went through there were minorities. And I wasn't in a ghetto area. Don't mistake that. I was in Middlesex County, New Jersey, in New Brunswick. Not a ghetto area. Very expensive area, very nice area. Really handles all of the family procedures for, I believe, Middlesex County in this area. It may be divided between two places, but I'm not quite sure. I watched these proceedings and people, I just said to myself, I said, you know something, Clayton? You've been so angry, and it's not just you. They do this to all men who come through these courts. They totally disrespect us. They grant us no rights. They know these women are lying, and they refuse to hold the women accountable. So, what can I really do? I told on my drive home, um, and reflected on my own situation. I said to myself, kicking and screaming was the worst thing I could do when it started.